Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cameron, and in today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys about one of the most interesting approaches to a savings account that I've ever seen. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Yotta. Before I go any further, I need to make the disclaimer, no, this is not financial advice. This is simply my opinion. I definitely recommend doing more research before taking any further steps. I just wanted to get that out of the way. The attorneys keep on telling me I gotta throw that in there. So, not financial advice. So, first of all, what is Yotta? If you're not aware, Yotta is an app that aims to make saving your money fun. Yotta found a way to sort of lotterize, if that's the word, the banking and saving industry. Now, when I say lottery, I understand that sounds extremely risky, and I would not say Yotta encompasses any of that. I myself have had an account with Yotta for over a year now, and through this time, I've never experienced any situation that made me reconsider the legitimacy or anything that would make me second guess my deposit into my account. Here on this channel, I've talked a lot about alternatives to traditional savings accounts at banks like Wells Fargo, Chase, banks like that offer 0.01% interest on your money, which is abysmal and gives you zero return. I talked a lot about outlet finance, which offers some pretty crazy returns, but is not technically a savings account. But Yotta is technically a savings account, and it still beats all of those traditional banks like Wells Fargo by currently offering a 0.2% interest rate on your money. Now, obviously, this is not crazy by any means. This doesn't accumulate to generational wealth in any short time, but it is important to mention that this is just the baseline rate that they offer. The main draw of Yotta is that for every $250 that you save in an account with them, they give you a ticket. With this ticket, you can either pick the numbers yourself or make it a random assortment of numbers. And each week, every single day of the week, they draw certain numbers, and depending on how many numbers you match by the end of the week, that is then how they distribute the money to your account. Now, I understand I probably butchered that explanation and did not make it any more clear as to how they're able to offer good rewards, so I'm gonna pull out my handy dandy iPad and just read off their website instead. Their website says, "We pool together a portion of the interest from high value banks and offer it via prizes through weekly numbered draws. We also take a portion and pay it to you no matter what. It's a win-win." We were inspired by premium bonds in the UK, where 23 million people participate in a savings product with a chance to win big prizes. So what does this mean? This means that if you put your money in a savings account with Yotta, you 100% are gonna get that 0.2% return on your money. But in addition to that, you also have the chance every single week to earn additional interest through that lottery system. The prizes there can range from anything from a few cents to thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. I know for a while they actually had a promotion where they were giving away full Tesla Model 3 cars, and I think in 2021, 2 different people won those cars. So that would definitely be a pretty sweet email to wake up to in the morning. But like I said earlier, the main draw of it is that for every $250, you get a ticket. So obviously then the more money you have in an account, the more tickets you have, the higher chance you have to make better interest. I first learned about Yotta through Graham Stephan, who is one of my favorite finance YouTubers. He actually is a minority investor in Yotta, and so he made a pretty comprehensive video talking about his investment and also just what the app was and the value that it can add to people who save with them. I remember at the time I was probably using some other high yield savings account like Wealthfront or even Goldman Sachs' Marcus service. But as the treasury yields were dropping, interest rates were pretty terrible, so I was in search of something that could offer better. So like I said, I had a pretty significant portion of my savings in an account with Yotta for the last year. Because it's now been a year that I've had an account, I felt it was perfect time to make a video talking about my experience. So now that you have a little bit more context about what the app is and how it works, I think it's important to kind of address some major concerns that people have when opening an account with Yotta. Like I said in the introduction, it is an actual savings account. It is an FDIC insured bank. So all accounts up to $250,000 are fully insured by the FDIC. So that takes away, any major concerns you might have. The website says that there are currently over 300,000 people using Yotta to save their money. And between these 300,000 people, Yotta has given out over $4 million and 2 Teslas. If you want to go more in depth into the FDIC insurance, the website again says funds are held with Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC. So I understand insurance and overall security. Saving your money with an app is a major concern. And from my experience, Yotta has proven to me to not have any worries at all. I can fully trust them with my money. Overall, like I said, I chose Yotta because I felt that it would offer me the best return on my savings. My money previously, I think at the time before I switched to Yotta, was with Wealthfront, which at one point was offering a really competitive yield. But as I mentioned, like all other banks, really dropped that yield down to, I think, 0.1% at the time. So if Yotta was willing to offer 0.2% APY on my money straight up, in addition to giving me the chance to win several $100s, $1,000, whatever, every week, I thought it was a worthy investment and something that would be a cool experience. Now, the company website shows our top winners, and it shows that some people have won upwards of $37,000. Obviously, like I said, 2 Tesla Model 3s. We have a $13,000 prize, a $10,000 prize, and these are just their weekly winnings. Obviously, it is a lottery system, so this by no means is the average, but it really just shows that you can get lucky one week and just hit all the right numbers and win several $1,000s or a Tesla. Now, from my own experience, I have not won a Tesla or $10,000 any week. You can probably see the video on the screen. My weekly earnings ranged anywhere from 10 cents to, I think, $18 one time was my high. But obviously there is quite the balance between the 10 cents and the $18. As I mentioned before, I had the account for just about a year, and overall I made a total of $128 through that 0.2% base interest as well as the weekly prizes. I did have $10,000 sitting in this account through that period. So if you do the math, that equates to a 1.28% yield on my money for the year. Now, obviously $128 doesn't seem like too much money, but that certainly beats the rate I would get anywhere else with a savings account that offers the security that Yotta does. Obviously, there are other people who had much better experiences than me, and I'm sure there are plenty of people who didn't get as lucky, but that's kind of just the luck of the draw. That's how it works. I think Graham Stephan in his video went more in depth into kind of what the average user could expect to receive as far as interest. And obviously, as more people join the app, more people deposit money, there's a larger user base, which then makes your chances slimmer at winning those bigger prizes. So I can be somewhat fortunate to get in relatively early, about a year ago, but overall my experience with Yotta has been phenomenal. I have no complaints whatsoever. As I've mentioned several times in this video, not once did I ever feel that I was being scammed or that my money wasn't safe in the account. The user interface of the app also is very smooth. Unlike some other apps that I've tried, there were no glitches with the app. Everything was fully functional. The whole process of depositing and withdrawing money is very efficient. And honestly, the biggest draw of Yotta is just the fact that it's fun. As I said, there is a new number drawn every single night. And I remember when I first opened the account, I was definitely checking every single day, seeing what the number was. As time went on, I got a little bit busier where I wasn't thinking to do that every day, but it was always kind of cool to look back at the end of the week, see how much money I won. And it was always a nice surprise when I won $15, $18 in a week. Overall, I think Yotta is definitely doing a lot of things right. It certainly is being creative when it comes to savings accounts. I know the whole banking industry has a reputation of being extremely boring, especially when it comes to saving money. And Yotta on their website really talks a lot about how kind of millennials and the certain generations aren't doing as good of a job saving their money. And they're using this app to kind of combat that issue and really bring awareness and interest in saving money. This is certainly an initiative that I can get behind. I think financial literacy and understanding personal finance is a major aspect of someone's life and can play a huge part in their happiness and success moving forward over the years. I'm really grateful that Graham Stephan invested in Yotta and of course made that initial video that got my interest. Because of him, I am $128 richer over the course of a year. Now, no, that's not big time money now, but if you do, some simple time value of money calculations 50 years out, that's going to turn into a pretty penny. And I think that's what Yotta really is all about. If you yourself are interested in opening an account with Yotta, you can check the link down below in the description. And of course, if you have any questions at all, you can reach out to me on Instagram right here at Galbraith. I'd love to help you guys out. And again, like I said at the beginning of the video, no, this is not financial advice. This is simply my opinion and me discussing my experience on the app. But anyway, that wraps up the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of Yotta in the comments down below. Is this something that you yourself would be interested in? Or are you just perfectly fine keeping your money in your Wells Fargo account earning nothing? With this all being said, I will see you guys in the next video.